Before I start this video, I want to say something to the developers at Sukiban Games. This video is not meant to, disrespect anyone who worked on Valhalla or who is working on Nirvana. We totally understand that you need to take your time and you had to delay the game. No one is here trying to, put pressure on you to release an unfinished product. The last thing we'd want is for the game to come out and be absolutely horrendous and, have a ton of glitches and graphical problems and this and that because it was rushed out the door because the fans were complaining that it's been too many years. That's the last thing we'd want to happen. Unfortunately, these days it is all too common that video games are releasing in a very broken and terrible state. Hence Pokemon Sword and Shield. We do not want to see Nirvana turn out like that. Be an amazing game, or people say it's amazing. I still have not played it. I'm still waiting for that performance patch. I know it has been patched, but I'm still waiting. The last thing we'd want is it to be a quote-unquote great game like Cyberpunk or like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and, have a ton of problems and just be a mess. We don't want that for this series or these games, and I really feel like I had to say this. When I make this video, I just wanted to preface the video before I actually started the real video and add this. This is after I've edited the video because I realized that I looking back as I'm editing this video, I'm thinking to myself, it comes across a little bit like, selfish. Like, I have no idea what's really going on over there. I have no idea what you guys are going through developing this game. Like I highlight in the video, it's clearly in a development hell. But the truth of the matter is that is not your fault. We as fans should be patient and we should understand that you are all trying as hard as you can. And I just want to say thank you, and I look forward to the game whenever it releases. What happened to the video game Nirvana? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hello everybody, what is going on? Jimmy here, back with another video. Hope that you all are doing well. Today I have a little bit of a different video for you all. So if you have been subscribed for a little while, you may remember my review of the video game Valhalla, a Cyberpunk Bartender action, and I absolutely love the game. It's literally one of my favorite games of all time. Easily the best indie game I've ever played. And the thing is that it's just like, it pains me to say this, but I'm very, very worried about its sequel because we have not heard anything about it for a very long time. And when we do hear things about it, like as of recently, we've heard a few things about it. It just feels like no one's giving it the time of day that it deserves. I guess the main thing is I'm just really worried that no one's ever going to finish this game. It has been indefinitely delayed since 2020, and at that point the original game Valhalla had came out 4 years before then, so it seemed kind of like the sequel would be on its way to being finished, but here we are 2 years later and we've had literally like some updates. I mean, I can't pretend like it's been nothing. I'll put a little log up on the screen of how often we're getting updates, but some of these updates, I'm not going to go through and read every one to you. You can do that on your own by going to the developer's website, but some of these updates are so unsubstantial. Sometimes it'll literally just be like, I would like to get back to writing more updates for you guys. Like, they're not always like substantial. You might think like, oh, well, you just got an update in November. Well, that's the one that I'm talking about. That's like, oh, well, I'd like to tell you all that I'll be back to regular updates and like, different things have been going on, work's been consistent and stuff like that. So it's just like, we're not really hearing too much about the actual game, and I'm really worried, like I said, that like they may never even finish this game because it just seems to me at this point that they're clearly struggling. I mean, there's one post titled Fuck Unity. It came out September 16th, 2022. They're clearly struggling to build this game. They're struggling to get through it, and I really, feel sorry for them because obviously, I want to see this game succeed. I want to see it come out. I want to see it, be the masterpiece that I think it very well could end up being. But it just seems like at this point that we have every reason to worry about it because there's nothing here leading me to believe that this game is being developed in a good fashion. To me personally, it seems like it is in a development hell. And I hope that I'm wrong, but when you title a post Fuck Unity, in my opinion, you're telling us all that, you're clearly struggling here. Maybe they need more developers on the team. Maybe something like that needs to change. Maybe more people need to be hired. I don't really know the logistics. I don't know how many people even work for this company. I know it was not very many that worked on the original game, and I wonder how many more are working on this game. There's a lot of things up in the air here, and there's a lot of things that we're just going to kind of have to wait and see how they go. But I guess the biggest thing is I really hope we don't have to wait till like 2025 for this game. I'm really hoping we can see it by 2023. I know that the game was indeed indefinitely delayed, but by 2023, that'll give it like 3 years since it's been delayed, and I think that'll be enough. Which to me personally gives it enough time to, mature and hopefully become something. I'm really hoping that this game actually becomes something amazing, With the amount of, praise that the first one got, I have no reason to believe that this game is anything less than the masterpiece that I think it will be, and I think it will fit nicely in with games like Tears of the Kingdom and other games that are going to come out next year that are going to be really, really heavy hitters. Obviously, this is going to be much more of an indie style game than something like a new Legend of Zelda game, but I'm talking about the quality of the game. I guess heavy hitter probably was not the right word to use. What I'm trying to say is like really, really great experiences on Switch. This game ain't shifting no 30 million copies, but if it could sell 200 or 300K, I'm sure that the developers would be really, really happy with it. And if it's a really high quality project, then I see no problem with sticking it up there with games like Tears of the Kingdom when it comes time to talk about my games of the year, which this year I have my games of the year list almost ready. I will be releasing that video very soon, so stay tuned for that one. Size of the game does not determine its quality, and this is a very quality indie series, I guess now, because it's like the whole Cyberpunk Bartender action thing's carrying over in the title, so I guess this is somewhat of a series. Who knows? There might even be a third game. But I'm just really hoping that we actually see it soon, because we've all been desperately waiting, and it would just be fantastic to finally get this game in our hands. I'd probably end up getting it on Switch or on Steam Deck. Who knows where I'll end up getting it when it does indeed drop. It's just going to depend on, how much does this game demand technically. I'm assuming not very much, so I'll probably go with Switch, just because I have that beautiful OLED screen to look at that the Steam Deck does not offer. But like I said, all this kind of stuff is all up in the air. We can discuss this all day, but ultimately we have no idea what is really going on behind the scenes over at that studio. And the thing is that until we have some actual more confirmation, this is pretty much all we know, and this is all we can say. I think the developers bit off a lot more that they could chew, and I think that they announced everything, showed everything off, and hyped everybody up in a time frame when they were clearly not ready for the game to come out, and I think they thought that they had a lot more done than they initially did, or maybe they had the game completely done and they realized this is just not good enough. It does not hold a candle to the first one. I'm not going to lie to you guys, from the looks of it, it does appear that I think that the first one is going to be better. I just like the whole aesthetic of it more, but who knows, the second game may surprise me. I'm like desperately waiting for it to come out, and I have no reason not to believe it's going to be a masterpiece, but like I said, I really do feel like the first game did have a little bit of a cooler style going on, but you know what? It's been years since we've seen anything from them. They could have revamped a whole lot of things. If you have not checked out my review of the original Valhalla, a Cyberpunk Bartender action, please go ahead and do that. I'll leave a card for you all to watch that. I just kind of wanted to make this video to talk about the game and how I really have some concerns for its sequel. But that doesn't take away from the first game. Please go and play Valhalla. It doesn't matter. If Nirvana never comes out, Valhalla is still going to be a masterpiece. You know what I'm saying? So go play the first game. It's absolutely phenomenal. I played it on my Switch OLED. It ran perfectly. It ran perfectly. And up against that beautiful OLED screen, it's truly one of the best looking Switch games. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and Jimmy out of here.